sticker on top, then we are live now. Okay,
All right.
thank you for accepting to join me live. So
No, I
mostly,
should say thank you to you. Thank you for
okay,
inviting me on your page.
okay, the show is mostly just an interactive session where we get to talk to footballers and some sports journalists. I think
Yeah.
we might not
Yeah.
get a lot of people when the show starts or while it's being played, but as
Okay.
time goes, a lot of people will watch it and actually get your views. Others are footballers, and others may be people in management systems of the game. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So we can start from here. Like, how are you?
I'm all right. How are you? Happy New Year, by the way.
Happy New Year to you too. And
Uh,
you're enjoying your New Year because you've joined a new club now.
yes. You're going to get me in trouble. You. Yes. I'm enjoying my New Year.
No,
Yes. New Year, new challenge. So yeah, I'm kind of enjoying my New Year.
okay. So we can start from here. Who's your favorite player at Cabo Warriors before we go far?
At Kawaras, the
Yes.
current player who plays for Kawaras already.
Yeah. A player who's playing football, either Cabo Warriors or any other team. Who's your favorite player?
Be specific. You mean Kawaras or I've got a lot of people I look up to, so
Okay.
it would
Mo-
be unfair
uh,
to mention a particular player. So unless you tell me,
okay. What I want
yeah,
you to answer is a player who's playing football who inspires you. And I'm going to ask you this same question again about a
yeah,
player who was playing football who inspired you to be the way you are today.
the player that plays football that inspires me the most is Winston Kalingo.
Okay. You go for
Yeah.
local. Okay.
I'll go
How
for
about a
local,
former player?
a
How
former
about a
player. I'll
former
go
player?
for Thierry Henry.
Thierry Henry. Okay, that's one of the players I love in
Ah,
football.
we've got
Yeah.
something in
So
common.
so what really inspires you over how Henry played?
Henry had that striker's instinct, and he used to play as a number 9 and as a number
Okay.
11 at the same time. And for me, for the past 5 seasons, the time I
Okay.
spent at Yutcon and the time I spent in Botswana and at Kawaras, I've been played
Okay.
as a number 9 and as a number 11. So
So
I got my inspiration from Thierry because he used to play both numbers. Sometimes he would play on the wing, sometimes he would play up top. So yeah, he was a player
how
that
about Winston Kalengo? What
is the same
inspires you
type
over
of
his
player.
play?
Is the same type of player. Winston can play any position up front. He can play in the wing.
Okay.
He can play as a striker. Yeah, so they've got the same similar. They've got the similarities, and that's why
Okay.
I consider those two as to be the players I look up to, or the players I've always loved.
Okay. So what Walia says Mwachiaba Mutoto, top man. Yeah.
Mitoto. This
Yeah.
guy is a good guy. We used to be together at Forest Rangers. We used to
Okay.
be.
So as you talk about Forest Rangers, tell me about your time with Forest Rangers. How was it?
It was, how can I explain it? It was alright. I can't lie. It was alright, but everything was happening too fast for me because I was still very young.
Okay.
Yeah, it was very right. Forest Rangers is a very good club, very good management, and the staff. Everyone is okay there. They welcomed me nicely. I went on loan from Zesco by then, and I'm the one who requested to go on loan. I was
Okay.
at Zesco by then. That's the time I went to Forest Rangers. They accepted me very well. They gave me enough game time. And that's the time I met Walter Walia, Sutra, Diego Apanini, and the like, just to mention a few.
Okay. So do you remember the first game you played in the Zambian Super League?
Yes, I do remember. I do remember.
How was the experience in that game?
I was very nervous. I can't even remember what I was thinking right there. It was against, believe it or not, it was against Mazabuka. It was against Nakambala Leopards. Yeah, from in Mazabuka. By then, I was a player for Indeni Football Club. They're the ones that introduced
Okay.
me to the Super League, actually. So it was my
Okay.
first game, and we played that game, and we lost 1-0. I remember very much, and I cried in that very game because I was still very young.
You got emotional.
I got very emotional. I never knew how the Premier League really was. I used to think it was like those fancy things where you play in the backyard. So to my mind, I was like, I'm going to score five. But then I played. I started. Then I didn't score. We lost 1-0, and I could
Okay.
see our coach by then was the assistant coach for Zesco, Emmanuel Swale was our coach, was our head coach by then. Actually, that was even his last game, and it was very emotional, and it really hit me. And that was my first game. That
Uh,
was my first experience
How about your time at Zesco United? How can you describe it?
at Zesco United. There are two sides of the story. When I joined Zesco United, I was very young. I can't lie. In terms of football,
Okay. Okay. So Njanji is here saying Akakulubelwa and K Movemba. Then Godfrey says, "Where to go, Muntu?" And then again, Njanji says, "I'm enjoying the show. Thank you, Njanji. I think my guest is just having some network difficulties. Network in Zambia is not coming easy nowadays. So let's wait for him to just get back again. So as we talk about the as I talk to Akakulubelwa Mwachiaba, one thing you should note for is that the Forest Rangers goalkeeper coach has been has been suspended from footballing activities in Zambia because of unsportsmanlike behavior. He went and poured an unknown substance. Let me add him again. Okay.
sure,
Thank you. We
sure.
lost you there.
Yeah, sorry about that. It's a network here.
Okay. Yeah, you can talk.
Yeah, what was I about Zesco when I joined Zesco?
Hmm? Yes.
When I joined Zesco, I was very young. Like I said, I was very very young. I was like 8 years ago. I was very young in football, and but I enjoyed every single part of it. Zesco gave me a very big platform. I remember the first season I did very well because I joined them at the middle of the season, and
Okay.
I think I scored like 4 goals. And I remember I was playing alongside Loti Piri, Patrick Kabamba, Winston Kalengo, Jackson Mwanza, Alfred Luputa, just to mention a few. Maybe Mwaba, Tozizi, and those were like Winston Kalengo. Those were like big players, big players in Zambia. And I was always given game time. I was always given game time, and every time I was given game time, I used to prove myself. I scored about 4 goals that season. I remember very well. Yeah, so I enjoyed my
Mm.
time at Zesco, but the second season didn't really go well for me. I didn't do very well. I was still very young, so yeah. I wish I had gone to Zesco when I was mature in football. I really wish I had gone to Zesco when I
So if an
was.
opportunity came calling, would you like to relive the experience?
I would love to. I would love to. I wouldn't even think about it twice. No disrespect to my current club or any other club, but I would. I've loved to play for Zesco United when I was old or when I'm old, like now. Not old, but when I'm mature in football, so to say.
Okay. So here, Andrew Kasonde says, what is the most competitive game you have played again, or a competitive team you have played against in the Zambian Super League?
Competitive team. There's so many teams. There's so many teams we played against. Unless if you're speaking of one particular game.
Yeah, one particular game you've played that you felt, okay, this one has been challenging.
Okay, it was against Zanaco, Cowboys versus Zanaco. It was in the
Okay.
transitional league, and we won 3-2. Why I consider that game to be very competitive is because we were losing 2-0 by halftime at our home
Okay.
stadium, and it was fully packed with fans, and the fans really showed up, really showed up for us. They motivated us to get back into the game, and we managed to win the game. But we're 2-0 down at halftime.
Yeah, it's always a cracker of a match. Cabo Warriors versus Anako. It produces sparks whenever it's played. I remember
Yeah,
even this season, the game you played, yeah, it was a match,
yeah,
a thrilling match for me. Yeah, I enjoyed watching the game. And then
yeah, it is.
we go to Buttecon FC. You joined Buttecon FC. Buttecon as a new side by then. They had brought in a
Yes,
lot of foreign players.
yes.
How did you manage to communicate with players that came from different nationalities, playing different kinds of football? How did you manage to communicate?
But one thing about football, I think football is just one language. If you remember very well, Arsenal Football Club at some point had only one Englishman in their squad, and that was Ashley Cole. They had all sorts of different foreigners in the team. There was Lehman, there was Lorraine, there was a lot of foreigners. Thierry Henry, Beckham, Perez, Woodward, just to mention a few. So football is just one language. You sometimes you don't even have to say a word. Just a movement will just make you communicate. Maybe in the dressing room we never used to talk much. Yeah, that I can agree. But when it came on the field of play, no, it was just one language that was speaking.
Okay. How about off field? Off field, how did you manage to like friendship wise with the teammates? How was it?
It was difficult because you had to be selective to those that could understand English and a bit of Bemba. Some Congolese were able to understand Bemba, like Scott. Scott was one of them. Maisha. Some of them could understand Bemba. Some of them couldn't understand Nyanja or Bemba or English. So it was very difficult to communicate. But you just give each other professional respect. You just say hi, how are you? That's all. Yeah.
Okay.
So it was like that.
So describing your time at Buttecon FC, how can you describe it?
It was a good time. I enjoyed it. It was a very good time. I enjoyed it. It was not really a new experience because the time I was joining Butcon, I was actually from Botswana. And in Botswana, I only had one person that I was talking to. The others were all from Botswana. So all these other people were foreigners to me. They were like people I didn't know, people for foreign language. So when I went to Butcom, nothing much really changed. Just that I was at home. I was in Zambia, but it was more like the same atmosphere that I found in Botswana. Different kinds of people there, but I really enjoyed it. It was okay. The coach was very good.
Okay. So what are your seasonal targets this season?
I want to score as many goals as I can.
Do you have a target?
Or a particular number, no, I don't have. I would
Yeah.
lie, but I don't have. But I want to score as many goals as I can. Winston Kalengo challenged me to score above 8. I'm trying to beat that.
So
Said for
you're under a
starters,
challenge.
sorry?
You're under a challenge from Winston Kalengo.
Number from Mr. Kalingo. So I'm supposed to score 8 goals this season. So yeah, I'm working towards that.
Okay. Zambian strikers of late have come under heavy criticism as you are not getting enough goals. What would be your response to that? What can be your response to
My first question: who's the top scorer right now in the league?
that?
No, that's my
Moses
first question.
Piri is the top scorer. Moses Piri.
He's from what country?
I'm the one asking questions. Come on.
No, but no. Listen, I know people have been criticizing what, but
Mm.
I don't know how to answer this, but if you look at the most of the people that have been getting goals, Zambian strikers. I think this season Zambian strikers have risen. You look at
Okay.
Collins Kombo, how many goals he got last season. You look at how many goals these other players are getting. Moses Piri,
Mm-hmm.
Roger Kola. I think all those
Okay.
people are doing very well, and it's unfair to criticize them, to say they're not
Okay.
doing fine. No disrespect to anyone, but I think Zambian strikers were doing fine. We're doing fine. Look at how many goals Jimmy Njovu scored last season. Look at how many goals James Chamanga scored last season. So if you're looking at that, then we're doing fine. We're trying. We're doing fine as Zambian strikers.
Sorry for that network challenge that I experienced. I'm looking forward to having.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry for that network challenge that I had.
No, it's fine.
Mm,
No, it's fine.
okay. So, do you have any specific diet you have before a game that okay when I eat this food I'm lighter off the ball and
Yeah,
something like that?
yeah. Like for me, I only have rice and
For
chicken.
me, only have rice and chicken.
I
Okay.
can't have chicken or
Before the
anything
match?
else.
I can't have chicken or anything
2 days
else.
before the game.
2 days before the game.
Okay. You don't
Yeah.
change.
No, I don't change. I don't
Okay.
No,
change.
I don't change. I don't change.
Okay. So looking at the Cabo Warriors family, you've created a family with them. So how do you feel that you're edging closer to the end of your contract with them?
Um,
Um,
all I can say is that I really
all I can say
appreciate
is that
what
I really appreciate
they've done for me.
and
They've done a lot for me.
they've done a lot
I
for me.
can't even describe
I can't
in words.
even describe
They've
it.
revived
They've
my
revived
career here, and
my career here. And
Okay. So how about if we are to talk about the national team, how can you describe the experience you've had with the national team? So we've lost him again, unfortunately. So okay, network is really a challenge. Bear with me when such things happen, but we try as much as possible to like get the best video quality. And yeah, I'm not in total control of the network, and I get one or two challenges here and there. So bear with me when such happens. So I'll wait for him to join in. If he doesn't join in, we'll probably say bye to everyone that's watching, and thank you for watching. It's okay, he's here again. Okay. Network is a real challenge here in our country. Yeah. So yes, you were saying, what were you saying about Cabo Warriors?
Yeah, I was saying I was appreciating I was appreciating what Kawras has done for me. They've done a lot for me, I can't lie. They revived my career here. They've done a lot for me. I can't even put in words. And I just wish I could play one last game for them just to appreciate. But unfortunately, I couldn't or I can't. But I just wish I could play one last game for the fans. But it's a good thing the last game that I played, I scored for the team. So yeah, I wish I could play one last game for them just to give them a great farewell.
We're edging to the end of the show, and I would like to hear from you about the national team experience. You've played for the national team. How is the experience?
I think that's one of the best feelings ever to wear your national team colors. It was amazing. It was really amazing, and I'm looking forward to playing more games for the national team. I just hope I work really hard, yeah, to try and get myself into the national team.
Okay. How about your first game? Were you nervous to play a first game for the national team?
No, I wasn't. No, I wasn't. I wasn't. I don't know how I can describe it, but I wasn't. I remember it was against Malawi at Hero Stadium. I wasn't really nervous. I wasn't nervous. Yeah, I trained well that week. You know, sometimes when you train well, you get to have even if you're nervous a bit, but then you get to have that feeling that everything's going to go on well. So I wasn't really nervous. I had trained well that week.
Okay. So thank you very much for accepting my invitation to join in on At the Time exclusive. It's been good having you. What is your message to the fans?
Firstly, thank you also for inviting me to your page. I am humbled. I really appreciate. Message to my fans is thank you so much for your never-ending support, you guys. You guys, please continue supporting us. You guys keep on making Zambian football going to greater heights. Yeah, and I wish each and everyone a prosperous new year.
Okay, so one thing I would like to say before we close is that you being a sports personality, you have a huge following behind you. And what could be, there are a lot of misconceptions about COVID-19. What would you like to tell the people in terms of COVID-19? Because a lot of people think it's just a hoax, it's not true. So what is your message to the fans and people that follow your work?
Can I quote a Bible verse? The Bible says, "My people shall perish because of lack of knowledge, or my people shall perish because of ignorance." To be honest with you, COVID is real and people are dying. People are dying. You only feel the impact of COVID once someone who you're related to dies. And I've had a couple of those close friends of mine who've had their relatives die because of COVID. Guys, COVID is real. Always try to mask up. I actually have my mask right now. I was wearing it, but because I was in the
I also have my
I couldn't. No, I have it. I couldn't wear it because I wanted you guys to.
I also have my.
Yeah, I do have my mask on, and I always carry a hand sanitizer. Guys, let's just keep safe. Let's keep it. Let's keep it safe. It's not worth to risk it. COVID is real, and people are dying. You only get to feel it when someone close to you dies. But let's not wait for that. Yeah.
Okay. For me, I've been one believer I've believed it since the day it was reported. And unfortunately, two of my relatives were COVID-19 positive.
Serious.
Fortunately, they got better without any complications. And as well, even though what was at stake was higher than, okay, that was my thought. I had gone about 3 weeks. I could not smell anything.
Yeah.
Even the
Actually,
strongest
once
of,
tested
of
positive
yeah.
for COVID. I actually also
Uh,
tested positive.
Okay, were you scared?
I was very scared. I was dead scared. I can't lie to you. It's not a good feeling. I can't lie to you. COVID is not a good feeling. Once you're told that you're positive, everything comes to your mind. You start feeling like everything, all the symptoms. You start feeling all the symptoms. It's not a good feeling.
Okay. Okay, we are closing now. Thank you very much for accepting the invitation, and I can only wish you all the best as you move to another stage in your career. Thank you very much once again.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate. Please continue doing this great work that you're doing. I really appreciate. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So you were catching us live on Added Time exclusive. We're talking to Cabo Warrior striker Akakulubelwa Mwachiaba, who's joined Lusaka Dynamos. So catch us live on Thursday as I talk to another Zambian footballer or a former footballer on Added Time exclusive. Thank you for watching and good night.